Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Hutchins and I am broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month is Food for Life Global, so please help me help them by joining my stream this month. This is my last week of streaming this month, by the way, so it's today and tomorrow. If you are new to viewing my stream, then that will be another count toward my, let's see, how can I say this? Another person helping me donate more to the charity, because I make a donation at the end of every month based on my amount of unique Twitch viewers in that month. So please bring your friends as well. And if you'd like, you can donate directly. We have a little $10 goal going for viewer contributions. Let's see, so today is Thursday, which means it's time to do some more illustration work. I'm working on my 2024 Birthday Gryphon scene. It's going to become a half-fold greeting card with this is the front and this is the back half. And I wanted to share, because I just got done doing this, Patreon rewards for March feature this work in progress scene. So these are the postcards that are going out to postcard level supporters, my pen pals. So these are all ready to go. The mail already came today. That's why I didn't send them today. But here's this lovely, look at, I love my, it's not exactly the same, of course, because this is ink and this is watercolor. But it's pretty nice facsimile, I think. I also turned up, there's a feature on Photoshop to make things a little bit more clear. I actually turned that up on this one so that these lines here would be more visible for the purpose of this print. So that is something that's purposefully different from this one, but yay, these are going out tomorrow to my Patreon supporters. Another thing real quick I wanted to share, because I'm so happy, and it was so sad yesterday when my red pen that I was using to transfer these lines to this sheet of paper was dead. But look. Ah! I fixed it! I fixed it! Yay! I didn't have to buy a new ink insert. I fixed it while I was printing those Patreon rewards, because I print them myself. In between each print, it takes maybe 60 seconds, so I'm just kind of twiddling my thumbs while each sheet goes through the printer. And I thought of, first I was just doing and scribbling on here, but I remembered a technique that has never worked for me before, but it worked this time. And that is, take this out, and then, since this is open, oh, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. This is open. So while scribbling on this little test sheet, I blew into the end that's open and scribble and blew. You have to blow very hard. It was very close to giving me a major headache, but I saved it. So that's money that I don't have to spend. So I'm super happy about that. I just really wanted to share that, since yesterday I was like, no, I ruined my pen. And now I'm like, yay, I saved my pen. And I still have that note on there, and hopefully I don't forget when I do my next illustration that's watercolor based to not trace with graphite, because it stops up the pen tips. Okay, now let's just get started on the illustration work. I just wanted to share those couple of things. A couple special things, different things from usual. Taking a sip of my iced tea out of my Estario mug from Sympathy Kiss. I haven't gotten to play that game in a couple weeks now. But next week is the start of my birthday vacation, so I think I'm going to be able to play a bunch. Or at least I hope so. Okay. Let's see. I've still got my reference image up from yesterday over here on my secondary monitor. And so where I left off, I think, was finishing these flowers. That was on my phone, the reference image for the flowers. So, I'm working from lightest color to darkest color. Let's see. It looks like the eyes of these, it's really hard to tell because all these pictures are very far away. This doesn't want to zoom in. It seems like the eyes are basically black or else dark brown. Let me see if I can see another. That's a different kind of cormorant. Looking for reference of the eyes, because if, for instance, they have... Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. If they have light blue eyes or something like that, that would make it the next... That would make it the next darkest thing to work on. What's this? The adults seem to have basically black eyes. This one has like a little blue ring around it though. They have any little pied cormorant Wikipedia? Let's see if there's a description of what it looks like. I forgot it's also known as the little shag. Oh. And the Maori name of Kawaupaka in New Zealand. Okay. Any description of the eyes? Description. Okay, here's the size, crest. Plumage is black with a greenish tinge. Oh, nice. I'm glad that the background is greenwash, greenish tinge. Okay. Bill is yellow. Why don't they talk about the eyes? Face, skin on the face is yellow, feet is black. Immature birds, dull blackish brown. That's good to know, because I can mix black and brown for the baby ones here. Make them slightly different. Nobody talks about what color their eyes are. Alright, well. I think I'll leave that open though, just for those descriptions. So this one's eyes look yellow. The heck? Maybe they have different colored eyes? These ones also look yellow. They're adults though. And maybe that's just the yellow skin around. Alright, this one's eyes are definitely blue. Like a blue-gray. But it also looks like it might be... No, it's got to be the same kind of bird. I'm continuing to scroll through these images. Hopefully find... Oh, this is a nice close-up. Okay, so that yellow I'm seeing is the skin. So their eyes are not yellow. That's the skin around the eye, like the eyelids. Here's another good one. Yeah, man, it seems like their eyes might be blue, actually. This adult definitely has blue eyes. Any pictures of babies? Thank you, Flickr, for having so many pictures. I'm just scrolling through my search on Flickr. There's tons of them. I think their eyes are blue. Nobody's saying it, but here's yet another example of blue. Okay. Well, this is a griffin anyway, so I can do whatever I want. Their eyes are going to be blue, I have now decided. The only eyes showing are this one, and this one way in the background. So this one's eyes will just look black because the pupils are always really big. And it's just this little ring around the outside. This one, though, I'll make... Let's see. So it has a star in its eye. I suppose the star should be white. So I'll just make it blue all behind the star. So yeah, let's do blue next. Nice bright blue. And it only needs to be on 2 of the 3 babies because the baby in the middle has the eyes closed. Alright, that's probably good. That's something nice that I've realized recently about painting griffins. I'm painting griffins, not birds. And so if there's something I can't figure out visually that's based on nature, this is a fantasy creature, so I can just make a final decision and say, well, it's a griffin, it's not a this. And so I don't have to worry about it too much. I do really like basing it on real animals because, one, I just love learning about animals, so each griffin I make is an opportunity to learn about animals. But also it helps make the griffin seem more realistic, the more realistic the bird part of it or the mammal part of it is. So that's why I just spent 5 minutes or whatever it was looking through the images to make sure what the eye color is. Since they are griffins, I could make the eyes purple or red or anything. But it is really nice. It's really nice to have that as a fallback, where it's like, well, I just can't tell, and ultimately it doesn't matter that much. Okay, then yeah, this one in the background, the eyes are just a teeny tiny little pinpricks almost, so we will leave those and just make them black. So I think the next thing, without knowing exactly what color I want to make the hats, probably next thing will be the yellow for all the beaks. And it's quite a bright yellow. There's a black stripe down the tip. Let me look at a few examples, see if it's about the same on everyone or if some have less. Yeah, they all seem to have about the same kind. Same amount of black, the same area. Okay, nice. So I need to mix a yellow. This is a very orange looking picture. Most of them I'm seeing, I'm going to use this one for my example of what the yellow should look like. So I'll start with this slightly more green yellow. I'm going to mix it on top of my little brown patch of paint right here. Okay, getting there. I think maybe a little bit more of the yellow. Of course, this is just a base color, so I can keep adding color on top, but I want it to be as light as possible to begin with, because you can only really go darker with watercolor. You can't go lighter. Okay. That's good. So the biggest beak in the scene. Oh, I colored it green. Whoopsie. This is meant to be the top part of the beak. I painted it in to be frosting. Oh, well, what am I going to do? Could paint the beak on it anyway and just see how it works. It's been totally dry overnight, so I don't think I can pull the color off. Well, let's just experiment and try. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Well, I will save that for the end. Let's paint everybody's beaks first, and then we'll come back. Wow, I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice yesterday. Well, that'll be a really interesting difference that folks might notice if I'm able to pull the color off of there for the Patreon rewards. Okay, so that's the largest one, but now I'm going to work from this side. Oh, I got to use a tinier brush, though. This is a teeny tiny beak here. And it's slightly different for the baby ones, so let me switch over to the babies. Oh, yeah. So the baby ones aren't even going to have yellow. Just the adults. The baby ones have more of a, like, tan and reddish beak. And the black markings are different too. Okay. I'll still use a smaller brush though, because the only adults left are fairly small too, compared to that big, huge beak in the corner there. Worst case scenario for this beak that I accidentally painted with cupcake frosting color, I can color correct in Photoshop at the very end. So no problem. I just have to remember to do that if that's what I end up needing to do. Okay. And then these two are the only remaining yellow beaks. Oh, but around their eyes is yellow. Hold on. Okay. Around the eyes is yellow, but the black part that's at the top of the beak is in between the yellow around the eyes and then the yellow that's on the beak. But I shall paint yellow in around the eyes. Oh, looks good. Okay, and this one. It's always happened to me that I get confused by my own drawing, that I don't remember what I wanted it to be. So stuff like that. That's not actually that uncommon for me. Okay, I painted this one all the way in, and then I'll just paint the black part of the beak on top. There, nice. My bit rate is terrible again. I don't know what to do about it. I'm not sure what the problem is. I've been streaming for years from this location with no problems. And now it's always unstable. And I did several things, including, hold on, I just scratched myself. I need a tissue. My arm was itchy, and now it needs a little compress. Okay. Anyway, yeah, dang bit rate. I don't know what the difference is. Stuff I've tried is redoing the wizard on OBS and applying those settings, and I have used the Twitch, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a test stream that you do, and then it will analyze the quality of your test stream through OBS. I did that, and it was perfectly good. I just don't get it. Alright, arm. Are you done bleeding? Hopefully. Alright. I shouldn't scratch myself. Because then I scratch myself too hard, I guess. Let's see, what's next? Next darkest thing. I guess it's the baby's beaks, but they are different looking. Oh, shoot. I guess my arm was not done. And then I just grabbed my arm. No. It's just a little small scratch. Okay. Hold on a second while I hold this on my arm. Okay. Well, I shall hold this tissue and continue to dab while I not do that football move, but dab away at my bleeding arm. What a violent stream this has become. Okay, I'm seeing this little baby's face. Alright, this is a problem. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go get a Band-Aid. Okay, I'm back. I've got a nice, my favorite guy, Luke Skywalker. He's staunching the bleeding for me. Okay. Anyway, let's paint these baby beaks. They're a lot more tan than yellow. So I'm going to take some of this yellowish brown that I've got. Me and my professional color names. Yellowish brown. And I'm going to super thin it out. Super thin. Just like I did for the grays and other colors yesterday. This will be the base color for the baby's beaks. And this one is so close, I think I can use this larger brush on it. This is great because now we know for sure that that big beak right there is an adult. Ooh, and I gotta remember to go in, see if I can scrape, well not scrape, but try to pull up some of that paint for the green. I doubt it though. It's been sitting there all night. Alright, and the faces for the babies are rather bald. So we're going to take this color all the way back. Oh, Exie, hello! How are you? Thanks for joining me! Yay! So glad to see you! And to see the cute little ranger right there in your message. I still love seeing that. Oh, it's so cute. Hello, hello! Let's see, I'll just say that the bear skin goes until this strap for the birthday hat. Okay. There, that's good. Okay. Next one's this one and this one. And I think I'll move to the smaller brush for that. Oh, you're welcome! So glad to hear it, as always. Yeah, I'm good too. Other than I scratched myself and then it started bleeding and it wouldn't stop bleeding. And it didn't even hurt. It was just like, wait a minute, there's blood on my finger. What the heck? Other than that, I'm totally good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited about moving forward with this illustration and making progress, especially because I printed the Patreon rewards with the work in progress from yesterday. I printed those today, so this is already farther along than what everybody on Patreon who's getting a physical reward is going to receive very soon. Still amazes me how hard it was to get myself to work on illustration until I made it a live stream. And now it's super easy. In fact, I look forward to it. It's like, yay! Can't wait to make progress on my illustration today. Thank you. Yeah, I think I should my skin should heal pretty quick. I think it wasn't a very deep scratch or anything. That's why it was extra confusing. It didn't hurt, but oh well. It was more annoying than anything because it wouldn't stop bleeding. I was trying to hold it. I guess I wasn't holding it for very long though. I was holding it with a tissue on it, but I wanted to get back to the painting. So I got my Star Wars Band-Aid and I'm all good. And I didn't know what character I would get, but Luke is my favorite character in Star Wars, so that's a happy thing. If I have to have a Band-Aid, it's nice to get my favorite character. Okay. Got that base color in for the baby's beaks. Now we shall see. So I realized a bit ago that I painted this the wrong color. This is meant to be the upper part of the adult's beak. So I'm going to see if I can pull up some paint. The technique for that is to get it wet and just keep dabbing away at the paint. But I'm not expecting it to work because this has just been sitting out and drying all day since yesterday, 24 hours. So I doubt this is going to make much of a difference. But I actually scrub a little bit with the tip of the brush. It does seem like it's coming up a bit. Yeah, it is lightening. Let's keep working on it. If nothing else, like, there's no way the page will go back to being this color or even that color. But the closer I can get to the actual color I want, the less correction in Photoshop I'll have to do later. And I have totally done color correction in Photoshop before when I don't even remember any examples, but I've definitely done it. Oh, it's definitely lightening. Look at this. Yeah. So if we can get it light enough, we might not need any color correction if the yellow paint that's afterwards applied is strong enough to cover up the green. So let's just keep scraping. Yay! I'm glad this is working. Stuff is going my way today. Oh, Exy, I fixed my pen. I showed it earlier on the stream, but I fixed this pen. Yay! The red part is not broken anymore. I was so sad yesterday. I thought I ruined my pen. I was able to fix it today. Hooray! Okay, and I'm trying to continually move to a clean, or at least a dry part of the towel, because I reuse these towels as much as possible. So as not to create a lot of waste and also not to have to buy more towels too soon. Moving to a cleanish dry spot means that I won't transfer paint back down onto the page. Thank you. I was so happy about that. When my technique, I was like, oh, I haven't tried this before. While I was printing the Patreon rewards, I had little extra time, and so in between each reward going through the printer. So I was so happy. I was so happy when the red ink started coming out. I was like, it's working. Work the beak a bit more at the tip because it's... The rest is coming off pretty well. Here's how it's coming. Look at that. That's quite lighter. Yay! I'm not going to paint right immediately on it though, because I'm definitely getting water out on the sides, and if I were to put the paint down now, it would bleed out into areas I don't want it. There's little bits. I think they're coming off of the brush from scrubbing so hard. So now I'm trying to get these little hairs off. Okay, and there's one more. And then I'll just go straight back to scrubbing because this is working, so I don't want to stop. I said one more, but then it became two. Okay, there we go. All right. Back to more scrubbing. Scrubbing. Yeah, that's the term I wanted to use earlier. I was saying scraping, but that's a different technique. Scraping is when you're literally scraping the paper up. Well, this is scrubbing the color off. Heck, this could even work as an underlying color. Just to say, oh, well, the cupcake is reflecting color onto the beak or something. Because that does happen in real life. I feel like I don't get the opportunity to depict it in my illustrations as much, but you know, like if someone's wearing an orange shirt, then the underside of their face will be lit up orange if they're out in bright light. Maybe that's happening here. This is lightened so much, though, that I don't even think we'll need some sort of story about it. I think it's going to blend in nicely. I'm just going to call that good. Definitely pulled up plenty of color. Of course, I pulled up some of the graphite for the lines, especially for this sprinkle right here. You can barely even tell that it's still there. So I hope to remember that that sprinkle is there when I paint the yellow, but this needs to dry first. And there's also some more little strings or something. Okay, so let's paint a different color. In fact, I think we can add this red tint to the baby griffin's beaks that I'm seeing in the reference image. So what I'm going to do is take this red-orange color. Oops, my illustration wasn't on the screen, all the way on the screen. I'm going to mix it in here. Bring in some of that yellow from that I mixed for the adult beak color. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, so the beak just has little touches of this. It's a lot stronger toward the back of the face. So I'm going to apply it here and then use water to thin it out towards the tip of the beak. Just getting even more water. So I want it to be a very subtle transition between these two colors. Okay, that's good. Then I guess the inside of the mouth could probably use the same color too. I don't have that open mouth reference photo that I found. I don't even remember if I found one of these particular birds. I think I might have found one of a different cormorant and sort of inferred that this would be probably similar. I'm actually using a dry brush. All right, that's too dry. That's a little bit of... And this is still intended to be base color, so we'll add even more later. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good for now. Let's go to this one in the background. That way, I don't want to move to this one because I'm left-handed and my hand will be right on top of here. And I can't really use the paper technique because this is wet. So putting the paper on there would mess it up. So we're going to go to this background one so that I can set my hand safely on this one. We hardly need any though because it's so far in the background. So it's just very teeny tiny. Use a towel to take take some color away in the middle, because it's more red toward the corners. Okay, next, this one. I doubt this one is 100% dry, so I'm just going to try to keep my hand off of it, but it's definitely significantly drier from working on this thanks to the time that has elapsed from working on this one. A little bit more red. Alright, that was too much. Dang it. Alright, this is probably good. Same thing here, toward the underneath the eye area, basically. It's the most vibrant. And then it moves forward. So use the water to bring it forward. Thin it out. So it's just a nice transition. On the inside of the mouth. There, boom. It's a slightly different color from its sibling, but that's probably fine. They can have just slightly different colors. There's definitely variation in all of the reference images that I look at. Slightly different patterns on the beaks and slightly different, whether it's because of the camera equipment or the birds themselves, I can't say, but alright, next, I think this is probably dry enough to apply this yellow, and hopefully it will look like the top part of that beak. I was just so excited about the cupcake frosting, I guess. I didn't even notice that I had painted it not the color that I actually wanted. Okay. Painting around the sprinkles. Yes, that one stayed intact, hooray! Okay, it does have a green tint, but at least it's definitely a distinct color from the frosting color. Alright, we'll let that dry and see how it looks. Thank you! Thank you so much! Just a little bit, just gotta keep painting. Just a little bit at a time. It is getting difficult to decide what to draw each time, what to paint each time. I'm saving the plumage for last because it's all black. And I looked up, I have the description still up on Wikipedia. Wikipedia says that the adult feathers have a green tint. The black feathers have a green tint. But that the juvenile feathers, the black feathers, are more like a dark brown. So I'm trying to do everything else before. I almost started itching my arm again in the same spot, but there's a, I guess that's why I scratched myself, because it's itchy. Well, there's a band-aid there to protect me from myself now. Alright, the hats and the banners. I think that's the next thing. Although I could do, maybe I want to do this. Oh my goodness, I missed the whole, after trying so hard, I missed a whole little triangle right here for this banner. Oh, and a line right there. Ah, it's so hard. Lord. Alright. I'm gonna have to do what I was trying to avoid, which is use some graphite. I'm just going to use the lightest possible hand with my mechanical pencil here. Add that line in, and then the triangle for this flag on this banner. Alright, that's not too bad. Oh man, I tried so hard. There. It was right there. There were 3 little lines missing. This little, oh, it did not focus. Why won't you focus, thingy? Okay. This triangle was missing. And then this line between these 2 flowers. But it's such a tiny little area, I don't think it's too bad that it had to be drawn with a different method. I don't know if that focused back down. Okay. Alright, what I was saying was I don't know what color to make the hats or to make these little pennants on the banners, but what I could do before I worry about that is add a little texture using my sponge to the background areas where there's really not anything and it's just meant to be sort of generic foresty wetland background. Okay, so let's get the sponge out. Oh, is it in my closet or is it in my drawer? I think it's in the closet. Haha. Ooh, I'm gonna use this small one. I'm gonna use this small one because I cut it in a very thin shape. And there's a thicker, it's like a wedge shape. So there's a thicker one that can go in areas like right here, maybe up here. Then this thin, oh, I just got my fit goal again, yay! My We Fit You goal. This thinner one, I can use for like right here or right here. So yeah, that's what I shall use. So let's mix a green color. In fact, when I'm looking at some of these reference images, and the background is just totally blurry because of, ooh, what is that effect called? Oh my gosh, I can't remember my photography class. My photography knowledge is gone. Anyway, when something is in focus in the foreground, the background tends to be blurry. Whatever that is, I can't remember. I know it. Ooh, it's going to bother me. But anyway, these backgrounds are very often blurred anyway. And so the colors I'm seeing is a little bit of red, some green, some yellow, and then like some white grayish color. Oh, bouquet. Okay. Yeah, the bouquet effect. Depth of field, that's the one. That's the one I was thinking of, depth of field. Because of the depth of field. Thank you so much. It's driving me crazy. I couldn't find it. Couldn't find it in my mind palace. I was watching Sherlock again the other day, by the way. And interestingly, in the original books, it's not a mind palace, it's a mind attic. Okay, back on topic. Get back on topic, me. So, because of that, I'm looking at the reference images, seeing the colors, so I'm not just going to do green. I will do, in fact, I might take some from all of this kind of thing. It's like green, yellow with little touches of red, maybe brown. So we've got a green right here. So we'll just wake that up. A little bit of water. I didn't expect it to be so squeaky. Okay. And then we're just going to tap. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to absolutely miss any of the foreground characters. In fact, I find that helps bring it together so that it doesn't seem like the background is a completely separate thing. Like, they're all existing in this same space together. Okay. And I'm just going to keep tapping. Applying the color. I like to turn the sponge as I'm tapping, if I can. Sometimes the shape makes it hard. The space that I can fill. But if I turn it, then it won't look like a repeated stamp. Instead, hopefully it takes on more of a organic texture. Depth of field. Oh, I'm so glad that you knew what it was. I was like, no, what is it? Ah! I know this. I know this. Okay. I'm gonna get the thin end wet and grab up more of this color. So squeaky. And now use the thin end on these little thin sections. Wee. So squeaky. Aoife's just like, like sighing or something. My big dog Aoife. Now I'm bringing some color into the areas I already did because this color ended up being different. So I don't want it to look like, whoa, it's suddenly a completely different color here. If they're overlapping a bit, it seems more natural. Yay! The environment becomes more interesting. Now what? I'm gonna bring some in over here. So this is gonna be all black anyway. We'll put some on the back side of the nest too, like it's showing through. Okay, there's little hairs come off of here. Dang it. Where else? Where else? Oh, I guess that's the only one left. Okay. Now, I was seeing a bit of yellow and red, so let's take a little bit of these colors too. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, I'm just gonna set this aside and I'll wash it later. That's the wonderful thing about watercolors is you can do that. You could leave it all night and then you could still wash it out the next day. It might not be exactly the same color anymore. It'll probably stain it, but you can clean it so that it won't transfer the paint to your next piece. Okay, hold on. I'm getting all these little hairs that I'm seeing. Okay, I think I got them all. Oh, they're so distracting to me. Next thing, it's got to be the hats and the banners. We've got a pretty green theme going on, so maybe I wonder if adding in a little pink, so it's like green and pink, or if I should just stick to the green. Or I could make them blue, but that would compete with these eyes, and their eyes are really standing out among all the colors. If I were to have a standout color in the background, that would bring it forward instead of leaving it in the background. So yeah, I think now that I've thought of it that way, green is the way to go, so that it stays in the background. But let's make it a slightly different green from what we've got going on so far. Oh, let's not use the tiny brush to mix the color. It's gonna take forever. Okay, big brush. Use this sort of forest green. I really enjoyed mixing blue in to that green yesterday for the mint frosting on the cupcakes. So I'm gonna do that here too. I'll use that same blue. It's the same blue I used for the eyes today as well. So it'll be a slightly different green than just what I have here straight out of the palette. Mixed the blue and green. Alright, that's looking good. Let's add a touch of blue, touch more blue. Yeah, nice. I like it. Okay, good. And rinse this brush out. And hopefully these little sponged on parts are dry. I think so. Alright, we're just going to start from this side, from the right side, and move to the left because of my left-handedness. It makes it way easier for me. One pennant down. No, there's more hairs on here. Got them off. I think it's just pet hairs. Oh, my pet hairs, they're trying to help me paint. But that's not what the medium I want to use. Okay. One pennant here, and I don't think there was another one. It's actually kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see the lines now. Under the sponged on paint, the sponge texture. Wow, it's really hard to see what's going on right here. I think these flowers are overlapping, and that's why there's no room at the top of the flag. some ink at the end is really going to help over here. So flowers are just disappearing into the background now. Glad I noticed that flag that I had not drawn before I put the texture on. Because some of these are so hard to see now, I probably would have been like, wait, did I draw that? Did I not draw that? Did it just disappear into the paint? Boom! These flags are actually still coming forward. I use such a dark green. Hopefully by the time I add all the black feathers and stuff, that will help balance it out. Lively, thank you. That's what I was hoping for this scene. It's like a crazy, the kids are like, ah, like losing their minds. First cupcake, this is the best thing I ever had in my life. Oh, here's that flag that I missed before. There's actually not that much texture on it from the sponge, so I think I would have noticed at least at this point if I hadn't noticed earlier. Last one. Painting these little teeny tiny things like this is actually kind of tough because it feels like I'm not really making any progress because it's such a tiny little area. Not another hair, no! Clean my brush off and try to use it to lift this hair off the page. Did that get it? Oh, and there's another one. Okay, I think I got him. Whew! Well, here's a little look at how it's coming along. Oh, it's perfect timing, too, to take a break. So here's how it's coming along so far. I think it's going to be really dynamic once we add all the black for the feathers and the feet. Yep. Okay. But it's exactly time for a nice little 5-minute stretch and walk around and just a visual break. So I shall put my be right back sign. There's another freaking hair on here. Where are they coming from? Okay, I'm gonna put my be right back sign up and mute my mic. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey everyone, I am back. I'm turning up my mic slowly back to normal level so it's not a scary return. And put my beer back sign away. Ah, that was a lovely break. I stretched and I also had a little square of vegan matcha chocolate. Yummy. Now I'm drinking some of I made iced tea today. It's not as hot today as yesterday. Yesterday was so hot I needed the window open to keep it cool in here, but it's still warm enough that iced tea is a viable option. It's not like it was, I don't know, just days ago where to have iced tea would be like, it would be foolish because it would cool you down so much and it's so cold on the outside and then you're cold on the inside too. No. It's gotten nice and warm. I quite like it. I'm very much enjoying it. I didn't have to put the jackets on the puppies this morning to walk them. Anyway, hope everybody else also had a wonderful break. Time to return to painting. I wonder if I should make the hats the same color. They should probably be a different color because they will... Because we've got triangle shapes going on here, and this is also triangle shape. It might be confusing to have it the same exact color because it would look like, are these hats hanging up or something? But maybe adding an infusion of this lighter green into the color that we already have mixed. Ooh, that's a nice color. Maybe a little bit of this green too. I haven't used it yet. It's like a bluish, it's like a teal color. And a little bit more of this one. Yeah, I do think this party's theme is just a green theme. Wait. Let's start over here. Oh, but that's a very small. Okay, hold on. I gotta go to the small brush. Small brush for the small hat in the background. And maybe the tassels could still be a different color though. Maybe that's where I can bring in a little pop of pink. Okay, now I want to use a big brush. These hats of the up close babies are very big space. Alright, and then this one. Yeah, I really like the idea. I don't know how it'll look once I put the color down. But I like the idea of doing contrasting pink for the tassels on these hats. So there's not any pink in here. It's a lot of green and brown. blue in the eye, yellow in the beaks. So it's sort of just ranging from yellow to blue. So adding pink would be a completely different dimension, and it would bring attention to the main characters here, which are these babies celebrating their first birthday. Okay, hat's done. Let's do pink. I'll use this more purpley of my two reds. There's no red in the middle in this color kit from Sakura. It's either a purpley red or it's an orangey red, which sometimes has bothered me because I'm like, I want a red that's in the middle. I want like a true red. Okay. So I think I shall mix a tiny bit of white in to get my pink color. Like I was saying yesterday, I'm learning more and more to use the white with a restrained hand because it just makes everything look like Easter pastel, which is good if that's the color you're going after, but if what you want is just a light gray or a light green instead of a pastel gray or a pastel green, because it is a different color. It's better just to really thin out that pigment instead of adding white. But this is lovely. Oh, you can't see it. The banner is covering it up. Well, trust me, it is a lovely like sakura pink. Perfect for this very green scene, and right now it's springtime, so it just feels right, even though this isn't necessarily meant to be a spring scene. But there's so much green going on. It feels good having a classic flower color. Maybe I'll make the sprinkles on the cupcakes pink too. That would be good. Definitely using the tiny brush for this. These little tassels are teeny tiny, super thin. My hand is covering it up. It's in shadow because my own hand is on top. Okay, maybe like this. Okay. Let's extend this tassel here a bit. Aw, that's so cute. I like it. Next one. And then, yeah, I think I shall put this color on for the sprinkles too. On the cupcakes. I'll just do the same color. Oh yay, my bitrate is good again. It's always fluctuating. I just don't know. Here I should just try to not worry about it, but it has actually caused my stream to hiccup once, so I can't help worrying about it a little bit. And one more hat. Oh, I love this. When I'm looking at my screen over here, these are totally standing out, which is nice, because that's what I thought they could be a nice visual flag to get the attention of the viewer onto the heroes of the scene. these baby little pied cormorant griffins. Ooh. Now sprinkle time. Pink sprinkles on green cupcakes. I think that's a nice color combo. That's a nice color combo. It's actually one of my favorite color combos. Pink and green. My favorite, of course, is my favorite colors, red, black, and silver. But I love pink and green as well. Pink and brown is also really nice. And another favorite is red and sort of nautical blue. And I guess with white as well. I love that look too. Tasty sprinkles. There's the sprinkles on this cupcake as well. I guess I should see if there's somewhere I can put a little sprinkle, a little touch of this color to show sprinkles on the farthest back baby that has the cake all over their face. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. I didn't do that on purpose, but that's how many. It got smaller and smaller number of sprinkles as it goes farther into the background. That helped me decide, is that enough? Okay, it's enough because 6, 5, 4. Maybe that's arbitrary, but it helped me make a decision, so I'm happy about that. Ooh, what next? Is it finally time to apply the black paint for all of the feathers and stuff? Oh man, we need slightly different colors of black too. A greenish black for the adults and a brownish black for the babies. But I do think it's time. There's no other base colors left. The tiger quoll is supposed to be brown, but I'm just going to make it black so that the griffin has this sort of uniform transition between the feathers and the fur. Ooh, I have got to remember to leave little spots. This might be a great opportunity. Let's see, baby tiger quoll. Okay, sorry, I'm thinking about, there's something that I need to make a decision about. Let me look up a baby tiger quoll really quick to see. I think they have their spots even from childhood. Oh, they do. Oh, they're so freaking cute. It's unbelievable. These little cute, so adorables. Look at this, just this top 4 images. Ah, they're so cute. Okay. I just wanted to see if they have their spots as babies, which they clearly do. So I am actually going to get a resist. I'm getting this. I'm looking at it right now. I just gotta over here in my closet. Masking fluid. I am going to use this masking fluid to mask where I want the spots to be. And then that way I can paint freely and I don't have to paint around each spot, especially with these ones in the background. They're super small. And the spots seem to be fairly random, individual to each tiger quoll, so this will be really easy to do. The only thing is I want to make sure that this, I don't know if this is clear. So like there's a little bit, I don't know if you can see, because it's not focusing, but there's a little bit of residue on this tip, so I'm going to use my towel, try to clean some off the outside, and then I'll do a little bit of testing to see. Actually, is this emote for the adorable tiger quoll babies? I hope so, because they're so cute. Well, tiger quolls are cute even as an adult. Alright, as I thought, it's dried in here, which is not a problem. I just have to get... Okay, hold on. I'm going to move this to the side so that I can work right here. Whoop. So look at that stringy stuff. So I think I'm going to have to sacrifice this towel and get a new towel. Because if I can pull this out, I think it'll help. So I do not use this very often at all. The last time I remember using it, I think was for my Kiba Bones illustration. It was a Halloween illustration featuring my black cat Kiba. I think I used it then, and I don't even remember for sure. It was around that time though, so it's been quite a while because that was like several years ago. Okay, just getting all this extra stringy residue off. Okay, that's good. And it looks like it's separated a bit, so I'm gonna shake it like crazy. I do think it's worth it doing this because this is gonna be more fun. Yeah, it's gonna be more fun doing this than try to paint around spots. It's gonna be way easier. It might take longer preparing the masking fluid, but cognitively, for my mind, it's way easier. So I'm just shaking the heck out of this to hopefully mix it. I'll take a look in a sec. Okay. Move this back over here for safety. Okay. Well, it's all foamy. Okay. Oh, whoopsie. It says do not shake. Blast it. Purge any air foam created before using. Okay. That's what I get for not reading the instructions. But now we can test whether it'll come out of here or if I have to get a needle. And yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to get a needle. Purge any foam because you shook it without reading the instructions. That's what happened to me. Alright, I'm going to get a needle. Just like a sewing needle. That's how thin this bottle tip is. Oh, even better than a needle, I'm going to use a pin because it has a nice grippable head on it. This is just my basic sewing kit. Repair clothes and stuff, and buttons. Okay. A nice little pin. And I'm going to stick it through to help clear this out. set that there. It says you can apply with a brush, but it also says clean brush immediately. So I just use the tip. I don't want to have to be worrying about ruining my brushes by setting it aside for 1 minute too long. Oh, did you see that? Some foam came out. Hooray! Oh, see you in a second. Exit says be right back. Yay, so purge the foam. Purge any foam. I think it's actually better if I squeeze it up, because then that will be foam versus turning it over. The more, how did you describe that? Solid liquid? That doesn't make any sense. The non-foamy liquid would just pour past the foam, so. I think I'm gonna need another towel. Well, I will use this towel too then. This kind of thing is why I can't tell how long an illustration will take me. For a long time I was obsessed with tracking the time that it took so that I'd know how much my illustrations are worth if I charge a per hour type of amount. But that's just not possible because you just don't know exactly, and one illustration might just be inherently simpler, or something might happen and it's an unexpected thing and it's just like a one-off thing that makes it take longer, that's not usually part of the illustration process. It's like this kind of thing. Alright, I think we're almost out of foam. So it's actually not that bad. Shaking it is not the end of the world. This is just all you have to do. Purge the foam. They knew exactly what you would do. They knew it. That's why they put that on here. Purge foam. Okay. I'm going to toss this towel as well and get a fresh one. I didn't ever think I'd get my sewing kit out for an illustration stream. Alright, here we are. Let me wipe this pin off and put it back on my... I love the magnetic pin cushion. That is the best thing ever. The little tomato pin cushions, those classic ones, at least for me it feels classic. Those are adorable, but the practicality of the magnetic one just cannot be beat. Taking another sip. Well, not a sip, a big, delicious gulp of my tea. It's mix of the birthday cake tea that I had before and the next tea flavor on our list, which is campfire s'mores. Okay, this kit came with bonus 5 free applicator tips. So this is a teeny tiny little hole, but it's actually not as small as I want. So hopefully putting one of these tips on. Come out, please. Thank you. Gonna make it even tinier. Yes, it's just absolutely minuscule. It's like a millimeter. Oh, I'm not even holding it so you can see, even if it was in focus. Focus up here. Focus up here. Ah, there. Nice. So you can see. So small. Teeny tiny. Like a millimeter. Not even a millimeter. Like a quarter of a millimeter. Maybe. So you just stick that on there. Oh, and you know what? Once I'm done, I'm going to have to take a be right back break to clean this, because if you don't clean it right away, it can get clogged up. Okay, so this is how you do it. You just basically draw with this. So I'm going to work my way this way, which means tiger quoll spots here. Just drawing with it. Just drawing with a liquid. You just squeeze with your thumb and your forefinger to get it to come out. Once I get it on the page, then I sort of smooth it out so that it'll dry more quickly and evenly. I'm trying to get large spots and small spots, and hopefully make it look like it's random. Alright, that leg is done. Yay! So the next area where there would be spots is the tail coming off of this baby. Oh, the tip's coming off. Man, I don't know how to make the tip stay on better, but this is working. I'm like paranoid that it's gonna fall off and get a bunch of stuff on here. The nice thing is that the whole point of this is that you sort of erase it with a gum eraser. No, I'll show you when I'm done with it. So even if this were to fall off or drip where I didn't want it to be, it's not the end of the world because I can remove it. I intend to remove it. This stuff will be removed by the end. All right, next area. Right here, this tail. The spots are random, but they do have a rhythm to them. So I'm trying to imitate that. They're not so random like they would be like, well, maybe there's not even any spots at all. Like there will definitely be spots every so often. They look a lot like the dappled light of the forest, which makes sense. It's good camouflage for them. I'm trying to make sure to do spots on the edges of the different body parts so that it's like they're wrapping around. And also going underneath things that are covering them up, like this tail here or this wing here, so that it seems like the spots are continuing on underneath there. I'm actually going to try to suck up some of this one. I think that worked. It's a little bit too much right here. Oh, nope, I got extra. Hold on, let me use this brush to lift some. Alright, well there's just a big giant spot on that baby's tail. Wolf, hello! How are you? Yay! So happy to see you! How you doing? Thank you for joining me! Love seeing that little ranger sliding in there. Whee! I was so into this. I hope you haven't been sitting there for a while. Oh, you've been busy. Oh, thank you. Yay! That might be more fun sometimes to see. To see a few work sessions in between and then see it. Oh, thank you. Yay, thank you so much. Yeah, we still got 20 minutes. That's plenty of time to hang out. Yay. Well, I hope that you've been a good kind of busy. It seems like everybody's a bit busy this time of year. That makes sense. It's spring. I mean, I don't know if that has anything to do with why you've been busy, but it's kind of a busy kind of year. I'm so glad that you had a little bit of time to come hang out with me. I am honored. Hope everything is going well with you. Wow, that is a lot. That is way more than I wanted. Oh, okay, I'm going to use the brush again. That's way too much of that. Okay. You've got to really clean the brush out good getting this stuff up, because it will totally ruin your brushes. Don't want my brushes ruined, especially since I'm training this one. Yesterday I started training it to not have the bristles sticking out, and it's been holding its shape really well today after drying one night. Nice and packed in together. So I don't want to ruin it after that. Okay. The back legs. So these ones in the back are actually pretty hard to do because they're so small. Even though we've got this tiny tip. Even so, more than I want comes out of this masking fluid, but it's still doing better than I think I would be able to do just trying to paint around circles and hopefully not overdo it or something. So I'm saying that it's worth it. It's worth it to do this. What a good brush. Yes. Wonderful. Easy to train. Oh, easy to train brush. Good brush. Yep, it's little, not follicles, bristles. The bristles were all splayed out. Its reward for being a good brush is not being relegated to the use for glue use only bin, because I had to do that to a brush yesterday because I have it right here. It just will not stay together anymore. It's all it won't focus. It doesn't want to focus up here. There. I think that nope, it's not focused. Come back. Ah! Anyway, yeah. It's got all these little bristles sticking out. So I don't just throw them away though, because you can still use them for stuff like brushing on glue, or if you need to dust something really tiny, that actually works well. What are the bristles made of? This one I think is made out of Kolinsky sable. So unfortunately it's made out of animal hair, but I prefer not just for vegan reasons, but also because I think it performs better. I prefer these synthetic bristles. They seem to break less and retain their shape better. But all of my brushes came from like art snacks boxes and stuff like that. Well, I guess there's a few. Out of the dozens I own, there's a few that I actually hand-picked and purchased, but most of them came in art snacks boxes, so even though I would never buy a sable brush directly, I'm not going to throw it away just because of that. It's a perfectly good brush. That's a waste. Okay, I have got to go clean this off in the bathroom sink, so I'll be back. I don't know, it shouldn't take too long, but I don't want this masking fluid staying in here because it's going to get stuck and it'll be a pain to clean it out. So I'm going to put my be right back sign and be right back as soon as I can. Okay, me back. Didn't take too long. Sarah chased me. Sarah, thank you for joining me. Oh, you're about to drive and drive safely. No looking at the screen. You chased me away. You didn't chase me away, but it is unfortunate timing. That's so funny. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're doing well. You getting off of work or something? I don't expect an answer since you're gonna drive home, and you better not be typing on your phone. Okay, I mostly got this clean. It's still got a little bit of residue in there, but I think that'll do for now. And I also rinsed off this bottle tip. I'm gonna wipe it on my fresh towel. And then let's cap this. And set that over there. Alright, I'm gonna take my be right back sign off too. No look, only listen. Okay, very good. I'm very happy. I don't want to get some call later. Oh, you're not moving yet. I don't want to get some horrible call later. By the way, your best friend. No. Take a sip of my delicious iced tea. Is it getting really warm where everybody else is? And it's getting so warm here. It's cooler today because there's cloud cover. So the morning was warmer than yesterday morning, but it didn't get as hot as yesterday because yesterday was just sun beating down. Like the last 3 days or something has just been sun beating down with no clouds. Aw, thank you. Okay, drive safely. Maybe you'll get home before I'm done. But there's only 15 minutes left, so. Okay, so this is still drying. I think because there's 15 minutes left, it's probably a good idea to get my heat gun out and help it along. Because I could try painting around, but I don't want to try that. That's too much extra thinking and worry. Get the heat gun out. Which Sarah gave me this. Yay! I used it yesterday too. That's the heat gun. Put the little stand down. And let's see. Okay, I've got to move my rolling storage and workspace thing. And then plug this in over here. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic yet again, just because this is fairly loud and I think it's really annoying, so I'm not going to stream that sound. So, mic off. Yay! All dry. So now I can paint on top of these areas and just completely paint them in, and then later we're going to use a little sort of eraser thing. It's not an eraser. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it will rub off this masking fluid, and then the paper that's underneath will be protected from the paint, and so we'll have the nice spots without having to paint around each individual spot. Okay, 12 minutes left. So the color of the feathers is different, I found out today, between the adults and the babies. The babies have a more brown tint and the adults have a more green tint. So let's mix a color for the babies first. So definitely use a bunch of black as the base color. And let's put it in this section with where I've been using black paint all this time. If I put it over here, then I'm going to have to wipe the whole thing because the black will overpower everything. So just put it in the section where I've been putting my black paint, and then let's add some brown. And we'll do the baby's feathers first. Trying to awaken this bit of brown paint, and there's hardly any of it left. Oh, I got my 10-minute notification. 10 minutes left. I don't think I'll be able to get to the point where we erase this masking fluid, but we'll just do it next time. Though not next week, because I'm taking 2 weeks off. One is a recovery week since I decided for my mental health to take a break once a month. And then the week after that is my birthday week, and I always take my birthday week off. So it's going to be 2 weeks in a row. It's just that the March break will be at the end of March, and the April break will be at the beginning of April. So they're back to back. Ooh, this is pretty good. I almost started just painting with the brown. I forgot what I was doing. I got a nice amount of brown, but it's too much brown. It's supposed to be a brownish black. Ooh, yeah, this is good. This is a nice color. Awesome. I was going to start with the baby in the background, but I think I'll start with these so that I can use the color that's already in this larger brush. A little bit more water. There's plenty of pigment here, but the paper's sucking up all the water. So I had to get some more water so that I could continue to spread it. Oh, my stomach is rumbling. It's getting close to dinner time. Doing my best to maintain these little fuzzy lines that I made to have the outside look like it's fluffy and fuzzy, as it should look. But it's really easy to lose it. Especially since the texture of the paper is kind of making its own shape on the edges. Now all of these parts are black, so I'm going to let each part dry and then paint the next part so that there will be a little bit of a natural line created between them by the black paint meeting more black paint, but it's dry. I don't know if that makes sense. If wet paint meets dry paint, it usually creates a line where that meeting happens. So I'm purposefully going to try to make that happen. By letting this dry before I do the wing and before I do this front leg. We can do the face though. Oh, Aoife's getting up. She knows it's almost time. There's this little part on the top of the head. No, you're hearing all that noise that Aoife's making. So make sure that this is nice and dry. I'm going to move on to this other griffin. Realize I drew all these feathers on here and it ended up being for nothing because it's still black paint on top so you can't see them. That's okay. I can still look at my sketch later to see where I want to put some highlights to help show the feathers. It's drying pretty quick, so I have to keep going back over to get the overall color nice and even. Okay. That's good. 4 minutes left. Okay, I think this is dry enough to at least paint this little leg right here. So on the baby ones, the only part that's not black that I can tell is the beak and the face. They don't have the pied part that their parents do, because pied means two-colored. They're just one color, mostly. And now this foot. I'm wondering if I should, yeah, I will. I'm going to switch to the smaller brush for this foot so that I can get really nice sharp lines on the talons. Alright, nice. Nice. Alright, let's paint this back wing. So less than 2 minutes left in the stream. So I think I'll paint the back wing and that'll be good for now. The back wing on this middle baby griffin. And then this way we will have separation, hopefully, between the back wing and the front wing. I mean, back wing and front wing from the viewer's perspective, not from the baby's perspective. Alright, nice. Less than a minute to go. I think that's good. This is excellent progress. Here's the final close-up look of everything that we did today. Lots of little colors added, lots of details, and this part, this is going to be so exciting. This is so exciting to remove the masking fluid after you're done. And here is an example of the line that I was purposefully aiming to get. So now there's this line dividing the neck, the back of the head, and then this wing. So hopefully we'll get that line all around so that there's still some indication of the different body parts. Yeah, got all this, almost all the base color outside of the griffins themselves. I think we added texture to the background as well. Yay! Another nice 2 hours of progress. And it'll be fun to, oh, I guess we could compare real quick right now. So these are the Patreon rewards. Work in progress is the Patreon reward for this month. And so it'll be really fun to compare this. This is how this was when we started today. And now it's already this. And so by the final one next month, I think it'll be fun to compare. Oh, Sarah made it home just in time. Yay! Good job. I'm glad you made it safely. Birthday birds. Okay. I'm really pleased with this progress. It always feels like so much, and I'm the one deciding to make this, but it always feels like so much to do, and then I sit down for 2 hours and it's like, oh wow, look at the progress I made. It's not bad at all. Okay, let's find somebody to raid. When I started streaming, there was a lot of people. There's not. Well, Margot Simone Art is live. We haven't raided her this week, so let's go over to her channel. I had so many people live when I started today. I was like, oh no, it's going to be hard to decide. But not too hard now. Sarah, half birds. Yeah. Birthday Gryphon. Oh, I've got to close this drawer. Okay, I'm coming over to my PC now so that it's easier for me to raid. So that I can actually type in the chat with ease and communicate with the person I'm raiding. Okay, gotta move some stuff around. I'm gonna move this to my main monitor and then get a new tab open with Twitch. And then front/raid Margot Simone Art. It's not art, but it's art. Okay, Margot Simone Art. Let's try. Oh good, I'm glad you like her art too. Yay! I'm glad I'm sending somewhere that you like to go. Okay, countdown is happening. So, I will be back tomorrow for Chibi Friday. Gonna start a new Chibi. Yay! So excited. I hope to see you then. But the raid is ready to go, so let's raid! Alright, it worked. So, anybody who's still here on my channel or is watching the recording later, thank you so much for watching. I will be back on Friday, like I said, for Chibi Friday. Hope to see you then.